Hey guys, and welcome to the Watch Our Watch Reviews with your host DK, and today we're back looking at another Timex. So I've actually got a few Timexes and I've reviewed I believe 2 on the channel already, but this one is a bit different. So it's Timex that's sort of a reissue or an homage of a watch that many people would not have seen or wouldn't even know about. So it's an homage to the Ingersoll Midget, which was a World War I field trench watch. So that would have been a watch that originally was a pocket watch or a lady's watch that they actually welded lugs onto and then fed a strap through that so that soldiers could wear them in the trenches. Now, obviously enough, we've moved on a bit from that, but this watch kind of harks back to those days and updates that same style of watch with a bit more modern technology. But does that mean it's any good? Does it mean it's worthwhile picking up? Or has time just passed this style of watch by? Let's take a look. So let's get on with the unboxing. It comes in this black cardboard box with almost a denim style print on it. Solid enough, but it is just cardboard and a fairly basic box. Inside, of course, you do get the watch. You can see it there. Not a whole lot else, if I'm being honest. You get it on this little kind of burlap sack cushion. Nice watch though, in fairness, have to say, really looks well. And you get, of course, the instruction manual, which as you can see, I have never opened. It's still covered in tape. And a Japanese guarantee card. However, as this is all in Japanese and as this is a JDM model, I think the guarantee is basically useless once you take it outside Japan. But with a Timex anyway, you should never really need one. So dimensions on this one, well, it is 38mm in diameter, 45.5mm if you include that crown at 3 o'clock. Lug tip to lug tip, you're looking at 44mm with those vintage style welded look lugs, although they are just fixed in place. 19mm lug width, so not the easiest to get straps for, but you can squeeze an 18 in there and it doesn't look out of place. Tapering down to 18.5mm on that supplied leather button strap. Thickness on this one is 16mm if you include the button strap, so a big thick boy in terms of a quartz watch. However, the watch head itself is only 12.5mm, and the weight on this one, super light, 52 grams. Specifications on this one, it is actually stainless steel on the case and the crown with this pre-weathered vintage look to it. Very unusual as well. I've seen it described as satin brushing, but I'm not sure it is satin brushing. It looks to me like it's given it a pre-tarnished look. I am going to assume as well that those fixed lugs are also stainless steel. Again, it gives it that look of the proper vintage field watch aesthetic. The strap is a bun style strap from the SB Foot Tanning Company. It is designated as a leather upper. So I'll just wind it off there and you can see, if my camera will focus in for me, just give me a second, and there we go, SB Foot Tanning Company, Red Wing, Minnesota, USA. So this one again is designated as a leather upper rather than a full leather strap. Genuine leather upper, you can see there in underneath the strap. Of course I made an absolute mess of trying to get this off, but you can take my word for it anyway. It is a genuine leather upper rather than a full leather strap. Also, it's possible that the buckle on this one is a brass buckle. It doesn't specify stainless steel. It does have the same look as the rest of the watch. It is signed with Timex on it, but I'm not sure if it is stainless steel. It doesn't specify. Again, leave it up to your imagination whether it's stainless steel or not. One thing we do know for sure though is that this is a mineral crystal and a very highly domed one. You can see there lots of lovely refraction and distortion at every angle of the dial. Very clear when you look at it face on, as you can see there. Even if my camera doesn't want to agree with me. There you go, very clear and lovely distortion on that one. No anti-reflective coating, but again, you wouldn't expect it, to be honest, on any Timex. I don't know any Timex that has anti-reflective coating on it. This pull-push onion style crown and a snap-on case back does give this one just 30 meters of water resistance, which means it's not suitable for swimming or showering, basically for just daily hand washing really. If you pop it off, you can see there, it is stamped with the Timex logo, the model number on it, and of course the fact that this is a limited edition for the Japanese market. Japan limited, 2,500 pieces, stainless steel, water resistance 30 meters, and the Timex website. That is basically your lot. A fairly basic case back on this one. Movement inside is a quartz, of course, with a small seconds, and it does have an unusual feature with a hacking jumping hour hand. So pull it out once and it allows you to adjust the hour hand separately, pull it out a second time, and it allows you to stop the second hand, of course, and to actually adjust the time as you would normally with any other quartz. Time to get up close and personal now with the macro, of course. Now it is an all printed dial. You can see there that Timex Midget logo printed just below the 12 o'clock indice in a sort of a rainbow look to it. Also, you can see there the cream dial with printed indices in, Arabics I should say, in an orangey colour, and also printed black minute track around the outside. Very, very easily to read, very legible. You can see there water resistance 30 meters, and of course the world famous Indiglo function, which we'll get to a bit later on. Small seconds hand indicator, and I was quite surprised to find that this one hits all of the indicated seconds with the small second hand, even when you focus in quite close. Very, very nice. Also nice kind of pear or onion style crown, I should say, the onion style hour hand and a fairly simple minute hand. You also have these diamond indicators as well at the 12, 6 and 9 positions, and 3 actually, because there is no date for this one. I keep forgetting that. That is one thing actually. I wish it would have a date, but again, that wouldn't fit the aesthetic. And here it is out on my 7-inch wrist on a very grey day in Ireland. Despite the fact that we're into June, this is still a grey day. You can see there it does fit quite well to my wrist, and the bun strap does a very nice job of flowing into my wrist without looking overly bulky, despite its 16mm thickness. It sits quite nice, however it does sit quite high on the wrist, which means you are possibly going to knock this one off a couple of things. If you want to swap it out, you could try it on a NATO, but because of those fixed lugs, you can't really put on a leather strap unless it is a NATO style strap. So you can't actually put a two-piece strap on this one because, of course, you can't put a spring bar in. There is no place for a spring bar to go. This is one I actually just robbed off my Lars Field watch. It looks okay, not fantastic. However, I think if you're going to stick it on a NATO, stick with sort of a vintage style look or an old fashioned one. His is a chocolate and vanilla or brown and vanilla kind of cream colour. Not bad actually. I thought this one wouldn't really look and it wouldn't really clash, or would clash, but it does actually kind of work. However, I think if you're going to stick it on something, keep a bit of orange in the strap and you won't go wrong. Again, these are AliExpress NATO straps. I have a whole bunch of these sitting around in boxes ready for reviews, and I would highly recommend anyone who wants a bit of variety for not a whole lot of money to grab a few. No loom at all today, but you do get that famous Indiglo. Push down the crown and you get a burst of light. You can set it to 1 or 3 seconds by holding down the crown, and it will change between the two for you. I did actually think there might have been a bit of loom on this dial, as it looked a bit like a full loom one, but alas, unfortunately, you do just get Indiglo. Alright, what do I like about this watch and what do I not like about it? Well, I have to say I really do like some of the looks on this one. That dial is fantastic looking. The cream and the orange with the black minute track just stands out very, very easily. Small seconds, always cool. Different handset as well. Very interesting to see, you know, companies doing something different with handsets and not just throwing batons or throwing in, God forbid, more Mercedes hands. As well, this case, the fact that it's kind of pre-tarnished, the fact that you've got that big onion style crown really lends itself into that sort of retro vintage look that it's going for. I think it pulls it off a lot. Next thing is that this is a limited edition. You can't get one of these easily. I'll try and find affiliate links for you guys, but honestly, I'm not sure if they even exist anymore. The other thing as well is this is a conversation starter. Even if you're not a watch person, you're going to look at this and think, oh wow, what is that? That's unusual looking. I might ask about that watch, or I might even just look at it twice and kind of go, oh wow, okay. The other thing is it's got Indiglo. Indiglo is a fantastic invention, and I wish more quartz watches would kind of do it. Casio have their illuminator as well, and I wish they'd use it a bit more. Now, dislikes on this one, unfortunately, is this strap. It feels a bit cheap, and you can tell where they've saved a bit of money. It's sort of a plasticky feel to it. The fact that it does have a leather upper is nice, but the rest of the strap just feels cheaply made. It doesn't look great. It's not bad, but again, it's a 19mm bund, which means it's going to be tough to get a new one for. Also, it is so thick, 16mm on the bund. That is madness. I know it's a vintage style watch and this is what they're going for, but it just means that with that that mineral crystal, you're not going to get this one to be an everyday wear. The fact as well that this little piece of the bund doesn't always sit flat on top of the watch. So if you've got this one on wrist, it can move around a little bit, and therefore if you're a bit OCD like me, it'll just annoy the hell out of you. You'll put it on and all of a sudden you'll think you have it on perfectly aligned, and then you'll actually look down and you'll see that pad will be a little bit high or a little bit low, and it just will ruin the look of the watch. Bit of a shame. I don't know whether this is a design flaw or the way the buns are. I've never really had a bun strap before, but it's just something to be aware of. The other thing as well is the fact that, as I say, this one doesn't have any loom. So you look at it and you think that there might be a full loom dial there, But no loom at all. The orange numbers look like they might have been loomed. No loom, none at all. So you are going to use your Indiglo at night, which means you will burn through that quartz battery as well. And finally, the main reason I haven't reviewed or worn this one much before is I don't know where this fits in the collection. It isn't a diver. Is it a proper field watch with water resistance? Yeah, no, not really. It's not. Is it a dress piece that you can wear out to dinner? No, I don't think it is. Is it a chronograph? No, it's not. So then it kind of goes into the fashion watch territory that you're going to wear this with a particular type of outfit for a particular look. And I just don't wear my watches like that, unfortunately. I have a couple of Timex, and to be honest, I've sold quite a few of them. I haven't really gotten on with them a huge amount. This one does not have the dreaded Timex tick, but it is something that I just found. I got this one because it was cool, it was limited edition, and then it kind of sat in my box because it was a bit useless. Now, don't get me wrong, I've got another useless watch, the Casio DBC, and it's a calculator watch. I'm never going to use it. My fingers are too big to press the buttons, but I still get a lot more comfort and joy and enjoyability out of using this one or just wearing it around the place. And it kind of fits a bit more with my personality than maybe the Timex did. Now, that's not to say the Timex is a bad watch. It's not. And if the looks are for you, you're going to adore it. But unfortunately, it just isn't for me anymore. So guys, there you have it, my review of the Timex Midget. A really nice watch. Just, I think maybe it's not for me, unfortunately. I didn't get a whole lot of wrist time with this one. I bought it last year. I wore it a couple of times. It went in the watch box, and it didn't really come out a whole lot after that, unfortunately. Now, that's not to say that it's a bad watch. I just don't see where it fits in my collection. It's not really what I would consider a field watch because the water resistance isn't great, and it's a bit high on the wrist, so you're likely to bump it off stuff. It's not a dress watch either. You can't dress it up. It kind of is what it is. It's definitely not a dive watch. So it sort of almost falls into, and don't hate me for this, the fashion watch state. So it's a case of if you're buying this watch, you're buying it to wear with particular outfits or to complete a look. You're not really wearing it as a go anywhere, do anything, or as an everyday wear. Now, that's not to say it's a bad watch. Again, if you like the looks of it, go ahead, pick one up. And if you do want to pick one up, maybe check out my listing. I might have one up on Facebook Marketplace or something. I'm not really sure where I'm going to sell this one. But I just think it wasn't for me. Guys, thank you very much for watching the review. If you liked it, make sure to like, comment and subscribe. I have been your host, DK. This has been the Watchtower Watch Reviews, and I will see you guys next time.